Hey, so the last time we were here, we performed some tasks. I know that sounds stupid, but it's what I'm gonna say. While doing some good old thinking, I believe that maybe we should do some other things. You see, there's a bit of a problem here. These things are running out of coal. Because I'm an idiot and I forgot to do this. With that issue sorted, I want to bring something to your attention that's really important. On the whole resource spectrum, we're not doing terribly. And we have the ability to use cargo drones, so that will be our next objective, because we really do want drones to automate repairs. In order to accomplish this, you don't really need much. I need specifically green circuits, these guys, and lubricant. And you get lubricant from heavy oil, so it shouldn't be too hard. I haven't played quite a bit, so I may need like a few minutes to figure out like what I've been doing last time. Although something really important to notice is, if you can see here, we are right now only making petroleum. So we need to actually start building more oil refineries. If I can find where my... Okay, let's just take some of this. Let's see. We have a lot of oil, so we may as well go a bit extravagant and make like 5 of them. Fuck it. Let's see. So... to make the electric engines, yeah, we just need some engine units. And we have the engine units there. Again, I need stuff. Great, great. Fun way to start off. So over here we can find us stuff. And we are only making these ones, which is an issue which I have sadly not resolved yet. But here we're producing a bunch of gears specifically for that purpose. So, yeah. All you really need to make the underground transport belt is you need a bunch of those guys and a bunch of these guys. When combined, they're going to make a pretty decent amount of that. Also, yeah, an important side note. There is going to be a problem, specifically with the supply of iron for a bit, but not at an unmanageable level, so we should be okay. Now we have most pieces of the puzzle, so what we really need now is some fast splitters, for which we need splitters and more gears, which will also mean we need a lot of these boys, and you know how it goes. And, yeah, nearly empty on gears. I need to start up better gear production, because I'm out. And I think that's, yeah, that's legit the only place where we're producing gears, because that's all we need them for now. Some splitters. Oh god, I need a lot more. Well, I mean, I have these things, so may as well use them. Okay. So, now... let's start working on, I guess... Oh, I need more pipes. Where's my car? All the way over there. Oh, I have a car in my inventory. Whoops. I needed drones to repair this shit, honestly. Look, I'm just, like, not going to repair it. so that, like, the robot will repair it for me. You know, it's a bit hard to see in, like, you know, the dark. And I could go and make modular armor for myself, but I think for that I need processing units or some shit. Yeah, 40 of them. So heading... Oh, I should keep driving. Heading down here, we could make our actual, you know, oil thing. So there you go. That should provide a really nice boost to our weapon output. Because we really do want to have, like, improved guns. Because the guns we have are really the only thing that separates us from all the angry biters. So we need to be ready. Anywho, I'm just gonna, like, settle the water, and then... Yeah, and then the oil. So, yeah. Let's see. We can do weapon shooting speed. All shooting speed does is it increases DPS, but it, like, doesn't increase... Basically, you wanna get damage before you get bullet shooting speed, because... all shooting speed does is it speeds up, like... It basically speeds up how fast you use ammo, and how fast you deal damage, while the damage one... Fuck, let me... I think I misspoke at a point, so let me... So basically, the damage one only increases how much damage you do with no downsides, but the other one, the... speed one will make it so, you know, while you shoot faster, you'll also use ammo faster, because, well, you know, you shoot faster. Interesting how, like, over here, we still have a pretty decent chunk of trees. I'd say that, like, that's why specifically here we don't have as big of a problem. Wait. Can I put a pump on this? Yeah, I can. What am I... Oh. We don't shoot at the pipe. Okay, now that I can actually see where I'm placing stuff... If everything was... Oh, wait. Ooh. Oh, well. Hey, at least we have extra water. But that is, and should be, yeah, it fired them up for a bit, but now they're full. So how do we deal with the issue of them being a bit full? Well, we empty them out by connecting these guys to them. There's stuff been going on recently on YouTube, and I don't pay that much attention, but for this thing, I paid a bit of attention, and, the new YouTube, like, ecosystem, I'd say, is, way more just plain and simple toxic than the old one. Which is just because of, well, I would blame, like, the YouTubers that got, like, when I say new, I don't mean, like, this is a 2020 thing. No, this has been brewing for a long time. I first saw it, like, or I guess foresaw, like, that some shit like this could happen when you had people like, you know, Rice Gum, people like, fucking Leafy, etc. And those very unlovable characters. And at that point, I was already like, I already kinda, well, I was younger, but looking back, you could already tell some shit was gonna go down. And if you look at now, how a lot of people react to a lot of things online, it's a clear, like, example of the, I guess the best, the best name for it would be manufactured outrage. That, they were basically taught to indulge in by the types of people like Leafy, who would just take somebody whose only fault was they were being kinda cringy and then, basically harass them. And obviously, like, that's not right. I'm not the one who's, like, supposed to tell you, hey, don't do this bad. But, like, specifically, I mean, it's not good. It's not also like, that the universe will fall apart, it's just that, the new YouTube sphere feels a lot more toxic. Like, obviously, the old one also was kinda not good. Very much so. But I'd say the new one is especially harmful to, like, the younger fan base. Because right now we're seeing how, like, a lot of the younger kids who grew up with a lot of those previous YouTubers are, like, now able to make their own YouTube channels and do their own things. And while that is kinda good in a way, that people can express themselves freely, people are showing off the bad influences they have, like, being exposed to online. And kind of shows off all the bad sides of being online without any of the good sides, and that's what I find, like, to me, like, to be the biggest problem. It's not about, like, haha, this is toxicity is bad. My specific issue is that it paints everyone online in a bad light, because when a lot of people who, like, don't really indulge too much with online stuff look at it, what do they see? Do they see, like, currently all the, like, funky, like, all the funky stuff people do, and, like, all the actual fun stuff that happens? No. They see people rage posting on Twitter, they see people being extremely toxic to one another online, and, like, then they go on, like, the little Facebooks and complain about how this is everything that's wrong with the current generation. It doesn't paint a really good image of everybody who isn't a boomer, considering how people act. And let's be real here, like, boomers, like, that particular generation were any different. If anything, they were worse. However, the point is not that they were or are worse, the point is that even though they were almost definitely worse, I mean, you still need to be decently better. I mean, you can be better than, like, the fucking Wehrmacht by just not wanting to, like, murder people, but that's not enough. You need to actually be good. Being bad isn't, like, good enough. You know what I mean? And I have to, like, also mention the fact that, like, overall friendliness, while good in many ways, can also have an interesting bad side to it. Like, if you're extremely friendly to everyone, it can actually push away people. I mean, to me, as an example, I like to be treated as, well, people being friendly with you is fine, but at some point, it gets uncomfortable. Like, really. I had these, things which I tried watching recently, regarding Terraria, because it's a game I've recently gotten back into again a bit. There was this one YouTube channel, which I can't fully remember the name. And I would say it's a brilliant example of somebody who's doing nothing wrong, but something I personally find uncomfortable. I can't really remember the channel's name, nor do I, like, wish to remember it, because my complaint's a minor one. However, basically, the only bad thing the channel did was they were so friendly to their probably quite young audience that to somebody who's, like, not a child, you know, me, because I'm depressed, like, to me, it felt genuinely uncomfortable. And yeah, it is just what you would expect from, like, somebody who caters to children because it's their audience, and oh well, get on with it. I mean, yeah, like, he's very friendly, kinda talks slowly, da-da-da-da-da. No, like, not at fault at all. But it's fucking uncomfortable. And, honestly speaking, that's something I really, I guess, I have a bit of a bias, you know. I, had this bias since I was younger, mainly as a, like, reaction to people who really tried to treat me as a child when I was, well, a child. The thing with, like, a lot of, people is, some people who are kids don't care if they're treated as kids. Some people, like, back when I was a kid, I didn't like being treated as a kid. Personally, I don't really even remember why fully. It just didn't sit right with me that somebody could be all like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, you're doing, you know, that sort of shit. It's the thing that I had since I was younger, and especially if somebody tries to talk with me to me like now, if somebody tried to talk to me like that, they wouldn't have a nice time. And most of all, I would just start walking away because it's fucking creepy. Although humans in general are kind of fucking very fucking weird, if we'd be real here. Like, let's be fully honest. If Reddit teaches you anything, it's that the human mind is an experience that should not be experienced. What am I referring to? Well, I'm referring to Reddit as no, like, memes aside though, I know, like, a lot of people, including me 5 seconds ago, enjoy, like, making fun of places, you know, like Reddit, but, here's the thing. A lot of the times, people are really, I'd say, self-revealing? Not sure what the correct term would be. Basically, here's the thing. Let's take Twitter as an example, because Twitter is like a platform that almost globally everybody can agree that it's not very good. Let's be real here, it's Twitter. But the thing is, with Twitter specifically, you curate your own timeline. So if you're complaining that your timeline is full of, like, toxicity, arguing, etc., then it means that you were interested in that sort of stuff. And, you know, curating your timeline on any platform is important. Like, on YouTube, I would say, is one of the best examples of a really well-curated platform. YouTube's AI is honestly one of the best in the world. And it is very good at delivering you the stuff you want to watch. Sometimes. I have had times when I'm just scrolling through my timeline, not seeing anything which is interesting enough for me to watch. But on average, it is honestly incredible to me. And I know to, like, some people who I guess are, like, less tech literate, or less, like, you know, people who don't really understand, like, about tech too much. Maybe this sounds way to you, but, it is incredible to me that we made an AI so fucking advanced in total that it can be fucking pretty successful at guessing what you're going to enjoy and then bring you the things that you're going to enjoy to you to watch. Stuff like that is really cool to me. Like, seriously. The issue comes with the fact that, well, that is cool, other platforms aren't as good. Also, side note, AI is like a really loaded term because AI isn't really intelligent. Like, a computer cannot think. It can pretend it thinks, but it cannot actually think. When your computer, when your computer opponent fights against you, you're basically fighting a very, in a video game, all you're doing is you're fighting a really big calculator. While it really does feel sometimes like the, opponent that you're fighting can actually think, knowing that your opponent is incapable of actual thought is, something honestly a bit sad. But oh well. That's an excuse the AI can use for losing. We also, here's another fun thing. So these are, I'm gonna tell you some fun facts which society doesn't want you to know. So, yeah. But we can leave that for next time. See ya.